Good morning. It is the beginning of day 6. It's at 2 a.m. now, so I just finished a Zoom call and one piano lesson. I'm about to worship with our church in Calgary in just about 10 minutes, and then I'll be hosting an online event with one of our groups or one of our local groups in Calgary, and we'll see where the day takes us. It is almost 6:30 in the morning, and I just finished co-hosting our online event, which went very well. Now I'm going to be experimenting with my keyboard here to see what it's like to record some sound into the computer for worship this coming week at my church in Calgary. And this day is looking more productive so far, so that's a good start. For breakfast is a deep fried steamed bun, some spring rolls, and a custard bun, and some salad. Good morning. It is 9:30 and I've been up since 1 a.m. But today has felt pretty good so far. I'm a little bit tired now after breakfast, but I think I'm starting to get into some kind of a routine-ish. I think I kind of have things figured out, but I actually want to share something new. So this morning I was like, oh no, my vlogs are starting to feel a little bit boring, and I just didn't want to do it for the sake of doing it. And I've noticed that I've been focusing a lot on what I eat and what my day-to-day looks like, which has been kind of fun. But actually I was reminded of this thing that my friend Jenny sent to me. It's actually a special document that a team at the University of Hong Kong prepared. And it's called the 21-day Welcation Quarantine Wellness Kit. So I think they prepared this just because Hong Kong is, I think, one of the few, if not the only places to have a 21-day quarantine, which is actually, 1.5 times of other places, which would have 14 days. But this is just basically a guide and kind of some journaling tips or some different, just different activities for you to go through during your 21-day quarantine stay, which might help you to not only think about what you're doing physically, but also how you're doing mentally and how, just kind of on a more holistic level, how your wellness is. So I think I'm going to take some time in my vlogs to talk about that a little bit, just so I can keep track with how I'm doing as well and kind of stay accountable to myself and remember, self-love and everything, and how to take care of myself and to, keep myself in check. Of course, because it is already day 6, I'm kind of several days late for the schedule, but it's okay. I think it's still very, very worthwhile to go through it. And I think probably for days 1 to 5, I'll pick out of a couple of special things that I'll share with you guys in the vlog. And I just created a workout program using some YouTubers' workout programs. So I guess I have to stick to it now because I said it on YouTube. Okay. For lunch today, we have eggplant and other veggies and more veggies plus spaghetti. And we have Dream Home Makeover. Hello, so I'll be talking a little bit more about the Welcation now and the publication that the University of Hong Kong put out. So every single day they have 3 different kind of sections. The first thing is a reflection. So they give you, they tell a little bit of a story, and then they have some reflection questions to help you think about different topics such as kindness or self-regulation or curiosity and whatnot. And then the second one is a video-based activity where they actually give you a YouTube link to a small exercise circuit, sometimes like a mini exercise circuit or like a quick Tabata training or a mobility exercise. And the third one is a very practical thing, like a well-being practice that you can put into play. So the first item they talked about, the first topic on Welcation day number 1 is kindness. And so typically, I think for me, I don't usually have too much trouble showing kindness to other people, but I often have trouble showing kindness to myself, and I'm very, very tough on myself. And so when things don't go the way I planned or I don't reach certain goals, and I can get really, really tough on myself and I just beat myself down. So this was a really good reminder to just be, still mindful, and of course, it's okay to set goals, of course, but to not be too tough, and being okay with failure and being able to move on from that and being able to grow from it is more important than maybe the failure itself. And the 3 things they wanted us to think about this day is to note 3 good things. And of course this would have been the traveling day because this was day 1, but I still remember the 3 things that I was really, really grateful for is number 1, as I've shared before, getting my own rows on both of the flights, especially the long haul flight, was so nice because I was able to get rest, I felt safe, I felt comfortable, and it was awesome. Second thing is that I'm just so thankful that the journey was very, very smooth with all the documentation and even the whole testing and waiting at the airport. All of it went very well, and even the waiting for the specimen testing, I only waited 3.5 hours, which honestly did not feel bad at all. As I said, there was Wi-Fi, so I was able to get lots of work done. They gave food and beverages, so I wasn't really stressed at all, even though I was still waiting in this cold airport. And the third thing, of course, as I've mentioned also, is that I'm so grateful for this room. I remember when I was checking in and telling the concierge my name, they said, okay, you have a big room. And I really didn't think much of them saying you have a big room. I thought that it just meant, a little bit of extra space at the foot of my bed, and that was it. And so when I came in to the room, I was in complete shock, at how big this room really is. Of course, this is more than enough space for even maybe 2 people, maybe even 3 people. Like, this is a lot of space. So I'm just super grateful, even though it's been 5-6 days already, I haven't felt like, I've been completely closed in. I felt that I've been able to live very, very comfortably, and so I'm really thankful for this room as well. And so the practical thing of this day was to be able to treat the space like my home, which it will be really for 21 days. And so they recommended unpacking, which I did the first night. And so right away I unpacked, and so I feel really comfortable. Everything that I need is where I need it to be, and so I feel good in this space. The second topic was self-regulation, and so just being mindful of taking care of yourself and having self-control in terms of eating and moving your body and just taking care of yourself. And I have to admit that it's been something I've been struggling a little bit in the last couple of days. I've been doing a lot of eating, not a lot of moving, and a lot of napping and short naps and long naps, and everything's been kind of out of whack. But I think kind of that kindness piece to myself is being able to recognize, like jet lag and traveling is a lot of stress on people and, on myself. And so if there's a couple days where I, fell off track, it's okay. I think the important thing is to get back on track and not to beat myself up over those last couple of days. And so moving forward, I am trying to get back on track now. I have my daily goals to do, and I think that's going to help me to get things done and to be efficient and to be productive. And the practical tip of the day for this one was to take note of the space that you have and know anything that you need. So any items that you might need to get them from the hotel or have family bring it to you. Luckily, I don't think I've really needed anything, so that's been awesome. Yeah, like I said, my aunt delivered a big bag of things on the day I arrived. So, you know, during the day when I actually arrived at night. So by the time I came at night, I already had access to all of those things. And so I haven't really needed anything so far. Welcation number 3 was talking about zest and kind of that energy. And so talking about, you know, what gives you energy. And so I wrote down dancing and Zumba gives me a lot of energy and makes me excited, and singing and worshiping, and also reading. So I've done a little bit of the dancing and Zumba and the singing so far, but not so much of the reading. So kind of reminding myself of these things that make me happy and give me energy. I definitely will try to do these a little bit more in the coming days so that I can definitely feel a little bit invigorated and less sluggish and tired. And they also talked about writing one thing down that you're looking forward to doing after quarantine or even during quarantine. So I'm actually really looking forward to hiking. I don't think I've ever gone hiking in Hong Kong before, just because every time I've come it's been in the summer, like June, July, August, and it's been crazy hot during those 3 months. I think now that I'll be released into the world kind of beginning of March, I'm hoping, I know it'll still be hot, it won't be as sweltering, and because most people will still be in school or work or whatnot, I think that there will be some more space, hopefully, for me to go hiking. And of course, I'll be taking simpler trails to begin with. I have hiked before in Calgary, in the mountains, obviously pretty simple hikes, but I've actually never gone hiking here before. So I think it'd be neat to, you know, explore a couple of those trails, and I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah. Welcation day number 4 is about social intelligence and reaching out to people that you care about. So I actually have no issues with this. I've been really thankful. I have an amazing community of friends that I have in my small group, at my church, and even my own other bubble of friends, and I've been being able to stay in contact with all my family. So I really don't feel isolated at all. Today I've already been on multiple Zoom calls with my family, with my relatives, with my friends, and so I feel good. I know some people might have trouble with reaching out to people, but that's not something that I've been having trouble with. So I'm really blessed that way, that, you know, when I want to talk to people, I don't really have trouble reaching out to them. And so yeah, I feel good, I feel supported, and I feel good about that. Interestingly enough, there's actually this one part where they talk about character strengths, and they talk about 24 different character strengths that people usually have. And so the list, I'll read it out. Appreciation of beauty and excellence, bravery, creativity, curiosity, fairness, forgiveness, gratitude, honesty, hope, humor, kindness, leadership, love of learning, humility, judgment, perseverance, perspective, prudence, self-regulation, social intelligence, spirituality, teamwork, and zest. So the exercise was to rate from a score of 1 to 3, 1 being, you know, really not much, and 3 to having a lot, kind of evaluating myself and seeing how much, you know, I have of these certain traits. And kind of one thing that jumped out to me is that I think that my strength of fairness is quite high, and I think that might actually lead me into trouble sometimes, so I'll have to be careful with that. So I rated myself as a 3, but actually a couple years ago when I came to Hong Kong to visit, I was lining up in Muji to pay for something, and then this guy just decided to budge the person behind me. So it really didn't affect my spot in the line because, you know, the person being budged was behind me, but I was like really irritated. I was like, okay, I know this doesn't affect me, but this is wrong. And the girl behind me actually didn't say anything about it. She was okay being budged, but I was like, no, this is like totally not okay. So I actually turned around to this guy and I said, hey, the line is actually like way back there, you have to go. And I actually said it in English because I was too scared of confrontation in Chinese. And like he responded like he didn't know what I was saying, but I was pretty sure he knew because I think he knew he was budging. And so I like repeated it a couple of times in English until I think he was like, okay, fine. I guess I'll go to the back of the line. And he did, and I felt like really good inside. And I told my mom about this, And then she was like you need to be careful about this because, you know, in Hong Kong, like that could get you beaten up. Like you have to be careful about what you say. And so it kind of, as I was doing this assessment, I was like, oh, like I think I have a really strong sense of fairness, but I'll need to be careful about that because I don't want to get in trouble here. I don't want to get beat up. So just something to think about. And so one interesting thing they also say is to consider what kind of food you like to order, because I think all hotels let you order food to an extent. And so I'm actually waiting on a lot of news right now. It could be good news or bad news. I'm still just kind of waiting. I'm kind of in limbo. And so kind of what I told myself is, if I get good news, I will order in bubble tea. There are a couple shops near here, but I'm thinking every time I get good news, or maybe if I get a couple of times of good news, I will order bubble tea or a dessert or something, because I really want some of that good dessert from Hong Kong. Welcation day number 5 was about curiosity. And I'm a very curious person, and so I've never really had trouble with that. But this openness to learning is really important, and I think, you know, I think that's important, and I think that openness will continue to grow as I, you know, read more. I think the more that I read, the more I discover that there's so much more, and I'm never gonna have enough time to read everything I want to, and so I'm looking forward to, you know, I have a bunch of books here that are waiting for me to read, and so I'm looking forward to digging into some of those and to, yeah, engage my curiosity. And day 6 today was about teamwork, and so this one was a little bit harder to apply just because, you know, I'm thinking I don't know in the next, you know, very near future, in the next 2 weeks, how I'll be able to do teamwork. But and then also just thinking now, this morning I co-hosted this event with the Calgary Chinese Orchestra, and the event went so beautifully. And you know, we had a big team of people who were working with it, and we've been working on it for months. You know, it's been a big project, a lot of Zoom calls, a lot of Instagram posts, and just a lot of work, but I think it tied together so beautifully. And of course that took a lot of teamwork, so you know, even during COVID, teamwork is still very necessary and very possible, and I'm just so proud of the work that we did as a team, and there's no way we could have done it on our own. And so yeah, I think it's just a good reminder that teamwork is still important even during COVID times. So that was a lot. That was all 6 days packed into one video, but tomorrow, and starting tomorrow, I'll just be doing 1 day per day, and so it'll be a little bit shorter. Okay, so I realized today's vlog is already extra long, but I just have to talk about this. My other aunt just dropped off this humongous bag of stuff. That's me, Bernice, and I'm gonna do an unboxing or unbagging because there's a lot of stuff in here and it's pretty heavy, and oh my goodness, even the tie is, oh, the knot is kind of hard to pick at. So use some scissors. Hello. Why is it so hard to undo? Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh no. Okay, so first, I'm not sure what this is. I think this is, it's very cute. I think probably this is some kind of junk food or chips or some kind of crispy thing. Okay, and then we've got a crate of strawberries that are in the cutest box ever. Kumamoto, is that the name of the bear? Strawberries, ooh, delicious. I've got lots of fruit now. Oh, and she got me the cutest napkins. Lunchtime, and the little girl's holding the menu there. This is so cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, and she got candies too. This is like a milk candy. This is a matcha flavor, and I think this is another milk candy. It looks like it's like Hokkaido milk. Oh my goodness. And this is, oh, she told me that there's some kind of Chinese herbs in here to make like a sweet dessert. I just need to add water to it. Oh, persimmon. Oh my goodness, there's 4 of them. Oh, here's more of the herbal dessert thing there. I'm not sure what this is called. This is some kind of a fruit, but she says they're not quite ripe. They're not quite ready to eat yet, but I'm not sure what they're called. Do you know what they're called? Yeah, I'm not sure. They remind me of Crocs, which I love, but I'm not sure what those are actually. And then, I have to confess, I did ask her to get me something. She said she was going to bring fruits today, so I said,
can you get me a little bit of candy? So I asked her to get me some fruit tips, because these are fruit tips. These are like one of the staple Hong Kong kind of childhood snacks, and these are my favorite as well. I'm so happy. And she got me like a whole bag of them. Look at how many there are. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of sugar. And there are some pears and dragon fruit. Oh my goodness. Or this is a yellow dragon fruit, pitaya. I think this is an apple. It's not a pear, sorry. It's an apple. I got 2 of them, and also 2 of these yellow dragon fruit, which are a lot sweeter than their pink counterparts, but I love all of them anyways. Thank you, Auntie. Oh my goodness. So much food. Amazing.
So the dinner from the hotel tonight is some green peas and tofu and eggplant, tomato, and pumpkin and rice. And dinner from my auntie is, I think that's probably deep fried fish, some veggies, and also some lingo, which is a kind of a pudding or cake that we usually eat around Chinese New Year. It's a sweet dish. Awesome! It is now 8:30 in the evening, and I just finished my dinner and I took out the trash, and I've been up for 20 hours now, and it's actually the first day of quarantine that I haven't taken a nap, so that's kind of exciting. I'm hoping to stay up for another hour or 2 at least, just so I can have kind of hopefully one night of a longer sleep, because I don't have to get up early in the morning. Hopefully it'll be a nice reset so that I can start to get my schedule somewhat on track. Thank you for watching this vlog. I know that this one was a lot longer, but thank you so much for your support, and I hope you continue to watch the rest.